Alright, what's up guys? My name's Tim Ream. I'm here today on the 31st day of 75 hard. I'm going to be doing back for my first 45-minute workout. The outdoor workout I'm going to do after this a little bit later. And that's basically just regular cardio just to get a bunch of steps in. That being said, I'm going to throw abs here in the mix. I'm just going to do some decline sit-ups and crunches, basically do some rest pause stuff, take some of the sets to failure, and it's going to be pretty simple on the ab workout. I do want to fix a couple of misconceptions, and not misconceptions, but something that I addressed in a previous video. And since I've made a couple adjustments, I see a little clearer now, so I do want to speak on that. It doesn't make what I said invalid. It's still valid, but I think it is more precise the way I have it now. But yeah, I pretty much got everything set up, so I'm gonna get into it and get it rocking here, man. Basically gonna do rest pause. I'm gonna do as many sit-ups as I possibly can, and then I'm going to rest for like 10-15 seconds or something, and then do more. Do that for probably 5 sets or something. So.
And how you can do the same. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the 75 Hard program, it is the world's most popular mental transformation program in history. It is the initial phase of the Live Hard program, and guess what? It's free, all right? Go to episode 208 on the audio feed, listen to it, get the program. It'll help you get your shit together. Now, if you want, if you're someone like me who needs to know the ins and outs and the nuts and bolts and the complete picture on anything, you can buy the book. There is a book called The Book on Mental Toughness. It outlines the entire Live Hard program, plus 10 chapters on mental toughness, plus case studies on very famous people and how they use mental toughness to become the people that you recognize today. You can get that book at andyfrisella.com. It's called The Book on Mental Toughness. Go get you one. Now, you're going to notice as we go through the week, unlike every other show out there, I do not take money for ads on my show. And the reason I don't is because I don't want to listen to some knucklehead telling me what I should or shouldn't say. I say what the fuck I want, and I stand on that. And I'm not going to listen to any sponsors, so I don't have them. So I make a deal with you. I'm not going to have sponsors and edit myself, and you're going to help me share the show, because I'm constantly dealing with censorship and traffic throttling and bans, and as you guys know, they deleted my Instagram just a week ago. And so I need your help to get the message out. So if the message is good,
so
it makes you laugh.
It's actually day 31 of the spring cut too. Should have started a little bit earlier, but I didn't. But that being said, the misconception or the thing that I wanted to address was basically whenever I started the spring cut, like I was dipping into my caloric intake. I was basically in my maintenance range of calories. I was like minus 500. So I was basically talking about how sometimes the scale isn't the best way to see and track your progress, because at certain times, like you're gonna have water weight, and if your caloric deficit basically isn't that much, then you're not going to be really seeing a whole lot of significant weight changes from one day to the next, right? So actually water weight and a couple other factors actually will come into throwing that weight off while you're tracking it. But the thing is, like, I dropped calories even more to like a negative like 1,000 per day, and at that point I was able to actually find my kind of like my driest part of the day, which is about 9 o'clock at night. And whenever I start weighing myself at that time and I've got a more significant caloric deficit that I'm working at, then you can actually see those changes in weight from day to day. So I was saying that you basically need, if you can't really track it on the scale, then the next best way to do it is to do it visually in the mirror, but also with the tape measure. Take all your measurements before the spring cut, and then you'll use the tape measure to track your progress, because sometimes you won't see it on the scale. And also you'll see like you might be shedding some fat, you're also putting on some muscle too, so that will confuse the scale as well too. So it's like if you're at a very minimal caloric deficit, then that's going to be a pretty efficient way to track it next to the scale. But if you can actually go into the caloric deficit enough and then find a time in the day whenever you're like the driest, then you're actually going to be able to get a really good track on your scale. And then it is accurate, but only if you've got a significant amount of a caloric deficit that you're working at to actually be able to see the movement on the scale from a day to day, just from one day to the next, basically. And that was what I wanted to clear up. But anyways.
And it's not a double knot. When your shoe comes untied twice, what do you start doing? Start double knotting. That's right. And while that might be a small, insignificant lesson, it's a lesson. These shoes need a double knot. And I feel like when people hear this thing about failing, all they ever think about is the big failures. All they ever think about is the embarrassing failures or the ones that people see. But the ones that they don't see are just as valuable because they teach you lessons. So I would encourage you, instead of like listening to my failures, I mean, dude, look, I couldn't even tell you a failure because I failed 100 times for every public win that you guys have ever witnessed. So, like, and it's weird because people think, oh man, they did this or they did that. That guy's super smart. No, I was just willing to try every other way until it's fucking worked. All right, and that's the attitude that we have to have. And yeah, when you've been doing it for 25 years and you've done pretty well, because you're willing to go out and get smashed in the face over and over and over with bad ideas or bad thoughts or mistakes.
And the harder part of the ab to build, your abs, is going to be like the lower abdominals. And on this, I'm trying to do the decline to target that a little bit more, but I'm also putting my hands on my stomach on the lower abs to make sure that I'm actually flexing that part of the movement and keeping it contracted really good. And put my hands there throughout the movement is a good way for me to, you know, almost like push against them with my, like almost flexing at the same time. And I know I'm talking about the maintenance range of calories, the caloric deficit, and all of that stuff. For one, it's a spring cut, so I'm going to be able to kind of point people back to these videos to really learn how to get abs and all that stuff. But really, it's something that I've been chewing on and thinking of a lot these last couple months because I've had so many misconceptions about it. And I know if I do, I know what kind of bro science is out there and what's being passed around in the gyms as far as knowledge goes. And I know if I went through it, and I know the mentality that it takes to get through it, and why I didn't do it for a long time, and why I'm able to embrace it now, I know that that is a mindset that's applicable to everybody else. So I'm covering it in these videos and a lot of shorts. But also, it's just like I like working out the dynamics. It's theoretical, but whenever you actually go to apply it, does it work? And whenever you apply it, you got to still tweak it a little bit. You know, I started at like a negative 500 calorie deficit, and that was like okay, but I didn't really see the progress from one day to the next. And whenever you don't see the progress from one day to the next, it's easy to be like, you know, maybe a cheat meal might not be too bad, like it ain't gonna really make much of a difference. But whenever you dip into your calories like 1,000 calories negative and you start seeing progress from one day to the next, like in a very significant way, then it's going to allow you to limit like cheat meals and stuff and give you more motivation to stick to your diet because it's like, damn, what am I going to look like tomorrow whenever I wake up? So even though I had the theories worked out and presented to me, like it was still about applying them and then getting them down in a method that was actually applicable to me and in a way that was like, you know, stimulating and maintainable over time too. So I like this aspect of the diet and nutrition because I had so many misconceptions about it, you know, over the years, and I'm finally glad that I've got it all sorted out in my mind now, and I've got actual applicable knowledge. But so I'm excited to share it too, and yeah.
We see this with these things in society, drug addicts. These people can't get over that one thing, so they do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again the rest of life. All right, people do that in business too. So you have to be smart enough to not fuck up more than once or twice on the same thing. If you're that smart, which all of you are, you wouldn't be listening to this shit, you have enough intelligence to make it. And it takes toughness on top of that. And if you're that tough to where you're willing to do this for as long as it takes, no matter how fucking hard it is, if you could build yourself into that kind of person who can persevere through the hardships and never quit until you get where you want to go, bro, it's impossible to fail. It's impossible. Okay, so stop thinking of it like, oh, I want to deal with this guy's failure. I'm sure, bro, I failed everything. I failed so much shit. I couldn't even fucking tell you all the shit I failed. Like, bro, like sometimes I sit in the office with Chris or Sal or Jason, and we'll be like, bro, remember that time we did this? And we'll fucking laugh because how stupid we were. All right, it's okay to be stupid. Just don't stay stupid.
I love that. One thing you said, man, that I really love is
Man, and as somebody who's never had a six-pack at all, like, I actually got up this morning
I feel like this kind of line,
and I could see just a little bit of my bottom abs, right? And I was like, damn. I was thinking about it like, dude, I've actually never in my entire life, and I'm 33, about to be 34, I've never seen my bottom abs, dude. Like, that's fucked up. But, it was just kind of funny, man. On this movement here, I'm not really trying to go all the way up, and I'm not trying to go all the way back, because either one, top or bottom, there is a place where you're kind of resting, and you're taking some of that tension off of that movement. So if I can stay somewhere in the middle of that, to where it's like complete tension the entire time, dude, it's like, I find it's going to be a little bit better. You got more of your tension compressed in a more compressed time, and you got more time under tension rather than those little bitty breaks. You can exhaust the muscle faster, and I feel like it would, it ramps up the intensity because you're collapsing that time window, and you're just shocking it more all at one time. All right, I'll do one more of these, and I know I didn't really do rest pause like I wanted to, 10 seconds, but I also wanted to get some of this stuff out of my head onto film for you guys.
Look to make adjustments, self-assess. Don't worry about the big failures where everybody's gonna laugh. You're gonna have plenty of those. So those are coming. You're not gonna avoid them. So embrace them, take the laughs, look at these motherfuckers, and give them the finger in your head and realize that, hey, one day, I'm going to be the one fucking laugh. Because you will be.
I love that, man. You give me the finger too, and like, you know, not just in your head.
The best way to give people the finger is with the results you produce.
Yeah.
You don't have to say shit. I don't have to say fucking shit anymore. And that's the best feeling in the world. What am I going to say? Like, I see one of these people that fucking laughed at me back in the day. I didn't have to say anything. They know.
They know.
Yeah. That's awesome shit, bro. That's worth the persevering in itself. Like when you can look someone in the eye who's fucking doubted you, who's made fun of you, who's talked shit on you to your face, who's told you that you wouldn't be shit, and you don't have to fucking.
One more thing too is like, I could come up with 100 ab workouts. You know, leg lifts, flutter kicks, you know, bicycles, Roman chair sit-ups. Here's the thing, man, like, if I'm still fat, I don't care how good and conditioned your abs are, you're just not gonna see them. So at this point where I'm at, like, I've got to work on the dietary aspect, because if I don't take that fat off, you're not gonna see them anyway, so it doesn't matter how conditioned they are, okay? But another thing is too, you'll be surprised to find out that there's not this one exercise that you've been missing out on this entire time, and it's not until you find that exercise that you're going to have those abs that you always dreamed of, okay? You can get them with Roman chair sit-ups, you can do them with just regular sit-ups, with flutter kicks. You don't have to stand on a beach ball and do a one-arm jump squat, you know, to get defined abs or defined, it's like, you're looking for that perfect workout. Well, there's not one. The perfect workout is one that stimulates the muscle the best, doesn't hurt you, and you can get a really good contraction on. And, you know, you see progress from it. So, you know, you just kind of pick on which one's best for you, which one is, you feel like works out the muscle group you're looking to work out the best, and fucking push it to the max. That's it. There's not a special workout that you're missing, and the guy on Instagram, he's got it, you know. He might have a good one, but I'm saying, like, if you don't even have your diet down and you can't even see the abs, what the fuck is the point, you know? Yeah, you're conditioned, but if you want to have abs and you don't think that you're going to have a dietary aspect to actually bring them in to be visible, then it's just not going to happen for you. And that's one of the misconceptions I labored under for a very long time, that if I just do a bunch of abs and I work out really hard, then I can neglect my diet. But it wasn't until I got my diet right and my workouts right, my calories right, boom, now I'm starting to see progress visually and all that stuff. So I had to have all three of those things put together and working, you know, simultaneously. All right, so if you're bringing up a weak body part, you're going to want to put them at the beginning of the workout. I'm going to do back. If I blasted back and did that all intense how I'm going to, and then I wanted to put abs at the end, I promise you would neglect abs. So it's best just to put them up front, get them out of the way, get them good and focused while you're fresh, and then move into your other workout, because I still got energy to freaking do it, you know? So today's back day. So today is back day. I've got all the machines set up. I am bringing my volume down a little bit, and I'm going to do less warm-up sets and start moving right into my heavy set to failure faster now. That being said, I did cycle the intensity on my back workouts. This last couple weeks I had a bicep strain. It's feeling a lot better. I'm going to push it pretty hard today. I want to cover one other thing, but I don't remember what it was. But anyways, I'm going to start off with just regular, pullovers over here with the V-bar. I'm going to pre-exhaust the lats before I go over to lat pull downs and a couple variations like that. And yeah, you'll see the progression. Got everything set up, so I'm going to get started.
You can literally open up the power list and say, well, fuck, dude, I got 37 days in a row of wins. What the fuck else more could I be doing? And then all of a sudden that doubt, that anxiety, that fear, that frustration, it goes away. And you're like, oh, I just have to do it again. And then when you do that for a long enough time, dude, your life looks completely different. So yeah, bro, you can do too much, and you have to realize what your limits are, and you have to realize that if you try to do too much and you don't execute, it's going to destroy your confidence, create doubt, frustration, disbelief, which makes you ineffective in other areas.
I feel like that's a different type of discipline, right? Like, okay, like you check off the 5 boxes, you feel fucking great, it's fucking 11 o'clock in the morning. And there's one more thing I can knock out, right? Like I feel like, you're not doing that, or you're not counting that as doing that?
Well, of course, look, dude, there's critical tasks, then there's to-do shit.
Yeah.
Okay, your critical tasks move your whole life forward. These are important phone calls, important things that are going to move. It depends on where you are in life, but these things are going to move your life forward. Then there's all the other shit you got to do. I got to do laundry. I got to take out Exactly.
Yeah, another thing is too, like whenever I first started this 30 days ago, I was basically doing a 45-minute workout outside. Then I'd come in here and I'd have like an AM and a PM split as far as weightlifting. And I was doing like, one workout in the morning, then one workout at night on film. And over this last 30 days, it's starting to get summertime, it's starting to get really hot. So that afternoon workout is like shutting my camera off because it's so damn hot. And also it's just like so many bugs and shit. So basically what I'm trying to say is there's one workout that I haven't been getting on film. I've got back, chest, and some leg stuff on film pretty consistently. But as far as my arm workouts and my shoulders and hamstrings, really, those were usually my PM workouts. And basically I haven't got those on film as frequently as the other ones, so I'm going to make more of an effort to get those on film for you guys and walk you through some more of that stuff. But that was one other thing I wanted to talk about too, so finally remembered that. All right.
My freshman year, I was in approximately 180 pounds. I'm 5'8". I believe my skill level is above average for my high school team. However, because I'm not super fast and I didn't make varsity, So the next year, I dropped almost 40 pounds and increased my endurance and speed to be in the top half of the team. I made varsity as a sophomore. But the coach played some freshmen over me who I destroyed all summer in practices. I actually destroyed most of the team all summer. Coach said he doesn't like my attitude. My attitude is one of wanting to win and succeed. I do get mad when when players are hogging the ball and not aware of the field. I've made comments about other players needing to be more aware, not sure how criticism is a bad attitude. I thought that is how you
going to explain that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that is how you help others improve. My question is, am I wrong? Is it possible to change the coach's opinion, or is it not worth it? I was by far the most improved player. I love soccer and always want to be involved. Any advice is welcome. I can actually take criticism, unlike some of these weak-ass mama boys. I fucking love this kid.
Hey, all right, look, all right. Assuming everything you say is true, here's why you're not playing, okay? And this goes for people in the workplace, this goes for athletes, this goes for anybody that is on a team that is not getting the love that they think they deserve. Assuming that you are of the proper skill set, which you say you are. Assuming that you are a hard worker, which you say you are. Assuming that you actually are better than other people, which you say you are. I'm going to take you for your word. Now, if I can't watch one of your fucking practices, I might find out that you're full of shit. Okay? Because 16-year-olds are typically full of shit. My first point to you would be to make sure that you are actually those things. Because our egos have a way of telling us that we are better than we actually
Go a little easy on that last warm-up set there.
Do you think you're that good? 'Cause if you're
So I'm
not,
able to give kind of that max intensity this last working set.
if you're putting more points in the fucking board than everybody else,
I got some stuff going on in my mind about like the pump,
are you that good?
carbohydrates, and a couple different thoughts on the whole, topic, I guess. And basically, Mike Mincer, he says that carbohydrates are one of the most maligned macronutrients. He talks about how carbohydrates are one of the most maligned macronutrients. Everybody's got really high emphasis on protein, and basically he says that you need carbohydrates because your water is 70-something% muscle basically. It's not 70% protein, it's 70% water. And if you think about the suffix, prefix, suffix. So if suffix in carbohydrate, it's hydrate. And so that implies water. And he said you actually need it because you've got glycogen stores in there. But he talks about how in his high intensity that the only way you can actually tell if you have made progress in the workout is from one workout to the next, is if you got stronger. Because if it's a stronger muscle, you got bigger. And then you know that it's actually working. It's not actually about the pump itself in the workout, because if it was about the pump, well, there's hundreds of people and thousands of people that are in the gym getting a good pump, but they're not necessarily getting bigger. But then I also heard, and I like hearing kind of opposing views on a topic, but then I heard Jay Cutler talking about he would judge his entire workout on the pump, and he would like to have probably at least 4 meals in by the time he worked out, so he's got all the glycogen and all that shit, and he would literally base his entire workout off of whether he was all pumped or not. So where I do think both theories are probably valid, like I feel like the pump actually gives you an alert that you actually did stimulate some, at least that muscle group that you are looking to work. Mike basically said that you don't have to get a pump in order to stimulate growth. It's actually about getting stronger, so I can see how both of them would be true and how carbohydrates would come into play in either one of those scenarios.
Here's my advice. Shut the play soccer. Score goals. Be good.
But
Shut your mouth. Work harder than everybody else. And you're probably playing games.
we'll do this last set to failure here, or this one set to failure.
And what he's trying to tell you, and I'm just telling you, what he's trying to tell you is that your performance ain't good. And that's true. It's true in every organization. There's very few anomalies where people are so good that they can be a bad culture fit and still get to play. Barry Bonds was like this in baseball. Barry Bonds, his teams fucking hated him. And I know this because I know people who play with him. They fucking hate him. But the dude hit a home run every fucking time he's in. So you can't sit him on the fucking bench.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So are you that good? Are you scoring 10 goals a game? Probably not. Are you scoring 2 goals a game? Probably not. Right? So you ain't that good. You ain't good enough to have that attitude. Because, and by the way, I'll say this. This person's heart is in the right place. Yeah. People to get better and trying to totally understand that, bro. You need to understand the other side. You're not getting the love.
That's about my max weight on those. Especially now I'm dropping weight. That weight that I'm trying to move start to pull me off my feet more. Alright. We're going to go over here to close grip. Pull downs, kind of with that row bar that you'd use.
Tell me why I'm not playing. Because I'm better than this kid. I think I'm better. If I'm not better, why am I not playing? I bet you.
I went to the gym here lately and did back at the gym and left my straps at home. And I can definitely tell my grip strength has suffered. And whenever I don't use straps, I can actually tell like my biceps are coming into play more. So, whereas I do feel like if you've got the straps that you're using, then you're going to be able to get more targeted on your back. But also, if you don't have your straps, then you're going to be strengthening other parts of the muscle group too. And other links of that chain being your grip, forearms, your biceps, even your shoulders, all the way down to your lats. So I'm debating on whether to go back to just using regular grip.
Even if you're a great performer individually, because that poisons the well, and that
I should probably give my bicep one more week, or at least one more back workout. That's what I'll do. I'll use the straps today. But something I'm gonna try to remember to not use my straps. I got 16 on the pull downs or pullovers there.
Do whatever the fuck they want. You can't win that.
Don't sit still, man.
That's right. So a big part of this, if you're an employee,
that's good, slow and deliberate.
Consider it from the leadership's perspective. If you had a guy who was super talented but a bad cultural fit, and it was going to cause you all these problems, how would you handle it? And if you could just think about it from the opposite perspective, it makes a lot more sense. Yeah. So what I would do, bro, is go talk to your coach, be honest, don't react, don't pout, don't fucking roll your eyes, because, dude, that's another thing. A lot of times these players and these people will come to you and you tell them, okay, and that's what you don't want to cause. Don't react, don't get emotional, listen to him, take what he's saying seriously, and go out and perform and be a good teammate and you'll get a lot further with it.
Yeah, that's real, man. Just real quick, I remember when I was coaching, there's a player right now who plays for an NFL team right now. Everybody knows his name. And he had some of these issues. Yeah. And I remember this exact conversation. It wasn't, I didn't tell him this was the head coach, man. He told me, so he was like, so you think just because you're that good, then none of that other shit matters? It was a very simple conversation, but he told me, so what are you going to do? You hike the ball to yourself, throw the ball to yourself, all this shit, like nobody else matters? Like, no, that's not how it works. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And you take their advice, look where he's at. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think that's awesome, man. I think that's awesome. I love it. Well, guys, Andy, it's 3.
All right, guys, let's go out. Let's kick some ass. Let's have a good week. We'll see you tomorrow. This is the show for the realest thing about the lives, the thing they say.
Do like 2 warm-up sets on this, and then I'll get into my heavy set here. Once I do my last set to failure, then I'm basically going to start moving from one set to the next, right into the failure, 1 set to failure. And so I've got 6 actual back workouts in here, 6 exercises in this back workout here today, plus the abs. So that'd be like literally just 7 exercises for back or a total workout. So not a whole lot. Sets wise, I'm probably going to end up being at maybe 15 sets total, and that's including probably 6 warm-up sets. Probably 7 or 8 warm-up sets, and then the 6 sets to failure, and that's it. But you just basically move into them pretty frequently to where there's not too much of a rest in between, but enough of a rest to get you your energy back to where you can actually go to failure on that next exercise. But
we talk about what's going on, we talk about what might be true, what might not be true, speculate on what may happen or what may not happen.
I have to say I went kind of throughout my weightlifting career, not career, but just since I've been in the gym, I've got times where I'm like really loving to do chest. Then I kind of fizzle out on that. Then I really like working shoulders. Right now, like I'm in that phase where I'm just really liking back. I feel like I've got some of the fundamentals down. I'm able to actually like feel it in the muscles I'm trying to work. So like I really look forward to my back days.
Good job or shitty. I don't want you to tell me. Okay? I'm not asking you to share the show if you don't enjoy the show. But if you enjoy the show, and if it makes you laugh, and if it teaches you some good shit, and if it gives you some perspective-changing information, if you find value in it, all we ask is that you share the show. We only grow the show if you share the show. I don't run ads for the show. I don't run ads on the show. Okay? So I don't allow my opinions or beliefs to be compromised by money, which is not what anybody does. But I do that because the show's called Real as Fuck, not get paid as fuck.
All right.
And the way I get paid is by helping you guys and by you guys sharing the show. So when I say pay,
Make sure I don't go too far on that warm-up set,
that being said,
because save all my energy for this max 1 set to failure here. Really, this is the set that kicks in the growth mechanism in the body. It creates the adaptive response because you're going past your last limitation is the goal in reps or weight or something. So it really just need 1 set. So kind of save most of my energy for it.
75 hard has been probably the hardest 2 days I've had over the last 4 years in terms of getting on.
I'm going with 250 on this.
And this is not telling you.
It's like I did like
get your shit done. I just choose to get my shit done.
I might not get that this time, but I'm gonna go with 250. I'm gonna bump up the weight.
I'm promoting not being a fucking pussy.
If the shoe fits, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. So I've been sick. I've been getting IV antibiotics. Maybe like the haters will say, I'll probably run myself and fucking croak over dead. And if that happens, you got a bunch of episodes to listen to. I ain't going to. All right. But it's been hard, man. I mean, you saw it today. It was really fucking hard for me. Like that outdoor cardio this morning was. It was literally step by step. I think I said fuck probably. It was slow, it wasn't pretty, but it got me. And so I'm proud of that. I already feel good about that.
Isn't that the best thing about it though? Like no matter how shitty of a day, you know that if you got your shit done, that's so.
Bro, you know what I was thinking about the whole time? Real talk. I was like, any single other motherfucker I know, with the exception of maybe Goggins or Dan Haynes, would fucking quit right now. Real talk. They would fucking quit. They say, fuck it. I need a rest. I need this. I need that. You know what? That's why they're them, and that's why I'm me. And if people don't like that, then they don't know what the fuck it is. But I take a lot of pride in having my mental acts as sharp as possible. And I felt good about getting that done, even though I felt like fucking death, dude.
You think that? I mean, what's is the fear of like fucking up and coming off the program? Because you're taking on momentum point right? Like what was like? Did you have any other thoughts? I gotta keep going. There's no choice.
No, man. Really, what I think is, well, are you really who you claim to be, or are you not who you claim? That's what I think. You know, am I really who I say I am, or am I a fucking? That's how I fucking think.
Alright, that was 17 and 3 partials there.
And I don't look at it.
Do some straight bar pull downs too. Move right into my max set on this one.
Get laughed at by motherfuckers who don't know what a good joke is.
Give it probably a minute or something in between.
Yeah. But my point is, like, it's nothing external. Like, anytime you attempt to be great, you're going to fail. Anytime you attempt to do something hard, you're going to fall on your face sometimes. So like it has nothing to do with what other people would see. I would have no problem going on my Instagram and say, hey,
I basically been making a video, takes time to edit it, splice in the audio.
That's it.
By the time I get that posted, I chop it up into shorts and I post those.
At a point where I was at a mental low.
And so at day 30, I just now got my 10th day. 10th day of 75 hard posted on YouTube.
Dude, I made a decision.
Because all those shorts are time consuming, man, and the editing process, it's a lot. But so actually the later days, like, you know, probably day 23 till now, I'm really starting to see that the caloric deficit is starting to compound, and I'm starting to see a change in my body from one day to the next. And so it's kind of, I'm excited to start getting those posted online so people can actually see the progress, but it just seems like it's taking super long right now. So I got 17 with 3 partials on that, which is about the same that I did last time.
You don't do shit. You sit in your basement and eat fucking Hot Pockets and talk shit on people. Like, I give a single fuck what you fucking think. And it's, to me, the absurdity.
But we'll see if we can go up on a couple of these other workouts.
People believe that they're gonna laugh at you like they're in high school, but like you're not doing it.
We'll do a straight bar pull down.
Who the fuck are you? Like, have you looked at yourself? Because what you must think that your life is looks a whole lot different from me looking over there. Right. You know what I mean? So like, you know, you don't ever see a fucking winner hating on another winner. It don't happen. You never see winners hating on losers. You only see losers hating on winners. That's it. And so I don't worry about what other people think. So like when I say, am I really who I say I am? That's not something that I worry about. That's not a question for someone else to answer. You know?
That's real shit. For sure. Well, I mean, this actually kind of goes right into our first question that you knocked out. Question number 1. I'm planning on starting a moving company when I graduate from college. Because I keep hearing stats about the number of businesses that fail. And I hear from entrepreneurs that they wouldn't wish this path on those people. And they talk about how businesses they created that failed before.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I believe in my abilities, but I've never done anything like this before. And I was just curious what you would have told yourself at my age, what you know now.
I would have told myself that those people don't know what the fuck they're talking about, because they don't know me. They don't know what I'm willing to do. They don't know the shit I'm willing to eat to win. They have no fucking idea what I'm willing to do. And they don't. Now, whether or not you actually have that or not, that's up to you. But what do I tell myself when I was 19 years old and everybody made fun of me? I told myself, one day, motherfucker, you're gonna fucking see. And guess what happened? They saw. Okay, so I think it's important for you to ignore what other people who weren't able to do the things that they set out to do have to say about what it is that you're trying to do. Now, there are statistical facts. There are data. There are all these things. And we can point to all those things. But at the same time, there are always anomalies. And whether or not you become a statistical fact, data point that someone says 9 out of 10 businesses fail, or whether or not you're in the fucking one that makes it, and then you're in the 1 out of those 10, you know, the 10% of those that actually makes money, that all has to do with the actions that you take and the consistency in which you perform the proper actions to move you along. See, once people understand that there is a reality to an action, it's math. It's 1 + 1 = 2. There is no magic to it. So if you put in the inputs, the outputs will be there. That's all you have to understand. That's the reality. If you learn how to make a great moving business and you execute on that plan, you will have a great moving business. If you understand how to adapt when you make mistakes, you will learn new skills. When you understand that you could never fucking quit, no matter how many losers tell you you should get a real job, or you should grow up, or you should take shit more seriously, or, do you still have that little vitamin shot, like they used to say to me? You have to have the mental fortitude to push through and be like, bitch, you don't have any idea what the fuck I'm gonna do. Okay? And that's the attitude I always had. And by the way, I still have it.
Right.
So, you have to have this idea of the touchy-feely, really nice guy, entrepreneur, bro, it's not reality. Because the amount of resistance that you fucking face, you have to have a chip on your shoulder. You have to have a whole bunch of fuck you inside. Because people have no problem demoralizing you, hurting you, causing you doubt. There's no problem. And really what they're doing is they're unloading their own doubt about their own beliefs on you. Hopefully you won't go out and succeed, so they don't have to watch another person that they know firsthand go out and do shit that they were never able to do. That's what we're dealing with. So get a big old whole heaping dose of fuck you, put it up here on your shoulder, and don't listen to anything that those motherfuckers say. And go out and learn the tactics, learn from your mistakes, never quit. Don't make the same mistakes twice, and bro, you could become the best movie company that ever exists on the face of the fucking earth. That's what I would recommend to you.
It's almost like just being able to fucking give them back that fuck you sandwich and do it on his own.
Well, it ain't bad. Yeah, it ain't bad. Like, it ain't bad. And the thing is, it never stops. Because as you grow that movie company, like I grew my little vitamin shop into a bigger operation, and into a bigger operation, eventually you're gonna be like, well, I'm gonna be the biggest fucking moving company on the face of the earth. Well, I'm bigger than Mayflower, right? And fucking people are gonna laugh at you when you're at $100 million business. And you're gonna be like, yeah, you fucking see.
I use that free hand to pull down a couple of those to get extra partials. I found if I go to max till I can't anymore, and then get those last couple, fighting the negative, just those 2 or 3, usually about 3. If you can go in to that red line area with about 3 forced hard reps, every time I come in here I'm stronger the next time. Just on the exercises that I'm free to do it. Can't really do it with the 2-arm pull down, because I ain't got a free hand, but on those single movements I definitely can. And other ones too, like, curls, you can throw it back. So there are movements, 2-handed movements you can do it with, but all I'm saying is if you can go into that red line area just to 3 partials past what you really can do, that's really where you're going to stimulate the most growth and see those strength gains. Because now you're presenting your body a force that it's never had to deal with before. And so, alright, so that's all I'm going to do for the pull downs. I'm going to go into the rows. I got two exercises to do for rows. Close grip, just regular seated rows, and then a single arm for both sides. And that's it. Be pretty brief and infrequent on this one.
Well, there's a few. Okay, I think they're all. I don't think there's one that supersedes the other because they're synergistic in nature. But I think discipline is the number one. Okay, because with discipline, you can execute against things that need to be done regardless of how you feel. It puts you in the 0.0001% of operating. Most people are highly emotional. Most people are easily swayed. Most people.
I'm trying to get this set up pretty quick so I can move into it while I still got the burn going. Keep that time window kind of narrowed down some.
And it's not affected by your emotions or your circumstances or whatever, any of this other shit. You're automatically a massive man. And I think the other thing that is equally as important is awareness. Okay? And I think we talked about this yesterday on the show. To understand the nature of you, to understand the nature of your internal dialogue is extremely important. When I talk about the discipline and boss voice, some people don't have these 2 voices in their head. They look at me funny and they're like, what do you mean?
They're not aware of it.
Yes, they're not aware of the conversation that happens. So like when they are trying to use
go right into this here.
They sit down at the end of the day and they get mad. And where for me, I would hear this justification come my way, right? And this voice would say, Andy, you worked really hard today, bro. You deserve to chill a little bit. Let's just order pizza. We'll fucking get back on tomorrow. We will, okay? But tonight we're gonna eat that pizza. They're not aware of that conversation. And so what happens to them is they just start thinking about pizza and they fucking work.
There's no even justification.
Yeah, so because they're not aware of it, they can't stop and pivot the conversation. All right? So, and this goes on to other bigger, wider perspective concepts too. For example, like you have to become self-aware enough to where you understand how you are actually perceived, not how you believe that you are perceived. Because how most people believe they are perceived is actually quite different than how they're actually perceived. And so, just things like that give you a tremendous advantage because most people don't have it. All right? So those are the two skills I think that I would say in your tool belt are the most important. Now, there's a lot of other ones that are important. And the way that you get most of these skills is very simple. Just go.
I'm gonna do 2 warm-up sets on this instead of just one. It's a new movement, so I'm gonna work up a little bit more progressively too. But I feel like if I hop into that last set to failure pretty quick on this, I'm not gonna really have the mind-muscle connection, nor the burn, or the pump going. I want to kind of, get that first, and then move into my heavy 1 set to failure with this movement.
Now we're moving in the right direction. So discipline, the ability to make the proper choice regardless of how you're feeling, I think I think if you can figure that the fuck out, there's really nothing you can't do. But if you have awareness with it, you're a fucking.
Let me ask you this to follow up on that. Would you say then that the skill of discipline, the skill of awareness will also be the most underrated skill by society?
Well, I don't know, what's the skill that society values? I don't know that most of society even value upon skill. I think people concentrate so much on their emotions that they don't even think about skill. I mean, like, look at what people talk about. Look at the shit most people care about. Like, they care about
It's kind of weird too. No, it ain't weird. I mean, it makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the level
Hold on one
of
second.
the average person thinks about, like, you guys listen to the show, just by the nature of you listening to this show, you have to understand you are already on the outside. By even listening to the show.
Whenever I was copying a lot of the other routines that I was on,
You see what I'm saying?
they'd have you doing like 20 sets for a body part,
I don't know what society
right? And that would be like 5 sets of 10 and 5 or 6 different exercises, dude. And I've noticed that once I've abandoned that, I actually had, once I abandoned that and just going with 1 set to failure, more brief and infrequent type of workouts, more rest, like my joints, they're way happier. I used to just power through on those movements. My shoulders would be clicking. Well, I mean, I was putting so much stress on them that I was literally just tearing my body apart. And with this movement, like, it's just I don't have as much stress and wear and tear on the joints. Yes, I am going really hard on that last set, but I feel like that's actually, muscle is one of the things that actually helps protect and strengthen and all that, the ligaments and all that stuff. It actually is one of those, I don't know what you'd call it, basically one of the factors in joint strength too is muscular strength too, around those joints and stuff. So if you're actually stimulating muscle, you're going to help with that joint strength. If you're stimulating muscle, you're going to have stronger tendons too, I'm sure. It's just theoretical in my mind. I don't know for a fact, but I'd say that's probably right. All right. We go into this heavy set to failure here. Do it with like 250. Get these weights on here. You'll probably see me break form for the last couple. But that's just to kind of go past my range into that red line area I was talking about. I'm glad that happened now instead of in the middle of that movement.
See how I said synergistic? Yeah. Fucking push them out of the spectrum. Yeah, it all fucking goes together.
Yeah, that's good. Love it. Guys, our third, final question number 3, Andy. Andy, I see a lot of people on social media that as soon as they complete their complete 75 hard, they have a day of indulgence. Sometimes it's often overindulgent. Some seem to get back on track within a day or two, but some don't. What does 76 look like? And what do you recommend for people to do after they complete 75?
Well, I think what you choose to do on day 76 is sort of reflective of how serious you take the program in the first place. Because I can tell you, for me, when I do the program, I'm not fucking compromised. Meaning, I do not eat a motherfucking morsel of food that is not in my program. I do not miss an ounce of water. I do not miss a minute of workout. I do not miss a page of reading. I do not miss I do not miss shit. I do not pretend. And to be honest, in my experience, with myself and other people I think who have done it properly, I'm afraid to go back to that.
Jesus.
Usually when I see people do things where they get like a 75 hard cake and all this bullshit, I know they compromised their shit all the way through the fucking program, bro. They half-assed it. They didn't do it with the proper intent. They did half-assed workouts. They fucking probably, put zero fucking intensity into any of their training, and that's the point of the entire program. That's my opinion. Now, are there people that probably will celebrate and still do the program right? I'm sure there are, but as someone who's done the program for 4 years, I don't know how many times I've successfully completed it now.
Rack these weights and then.
All right. The thing is that
I'm gonna go into single arm rows. Give it just a little second, catch my breath and all that shit.
Because I don't want to fuck up the momentum. And if you truly win, and you truly made a change, and you truly understand how much your life is better than it was 75 days ago, why the fuck would you go back to it? That's the point. And that's the thing, like people say, oh, well, it's not sustainable. Well, it actually does. It changes your fucking whole habit. It's only not sustainable for lazy pussies that want to go back and eat a fat fuck. Okay? Our baseline, what we think is normal, is not normal nor healthy. Going out to fucking McDonald's and Taco Bell and eating bullshit that everybody else eats, that's not normal functioning human behavior. Normal functioning human behavior is having the discipline to do the right things for ourselves.
And I do really appreciate the guys that are following along with me. Guys and gals that are following along in the shorts and on these long form videos. I really appreciate you guys. I like the comments. I like the dialogue in the comments, how we're going back and forth. I like being exposed to new ideas. I still like learning and all that shit. Yeah, it's good, man. I appreciate you guys. Just want to say that while my mind was on it. So, I think that's enough of a rest. I'm going to go into my one arm. 1 set to failure. Single arms, both arms for that row there.
Most of the program, all the time. Okay, so even when I'm not on 75 hard, I'm not on an official run of 75 hard. What do?
We still work.
What do I do? Do you see me missing anything? I might one time, maybe once, maybe occasionally, I'll have a fucking burger or something that I have to eat, right? Like, but the fundamental baseline of it never changes. I'm still working out twice, one of them is outdoors. I'm still drinking a gallon of water no matter what. I'm still reading my 10 pages because I want to get better. These things stick with you. And people who say, oh, that's because you ain't fucking done it, dude. And not only have you not done it, you haven't done it right.
It's almost like asking you asking Tom Brady.
They go back to work. Hey, dude, look, Brad, there's winners, there's fucking losers. That's it. Okay, I'm winning. I think that when people take 75 fucking days and they recognize how much progress they made, because here's the thing, if you do the program properly, you're going to look back and you're going to say, holy shit, dude, I changed my whole life in 75 fucking days. Not only have I lost X amount of pounds or fucking gained that, depending on what your goal is, I've read this many books. I haven't read a book since high school. 97% of people never read the same book past high school. Okay, when they talk about how their relationships improve, how their fucking self-esteem is improved, how their confidence is improved, how they don't feel depressed anymore, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If you really feel those things, why the fuck would you want to go back to it? So, and people think they're fooling. They think they're fooling, right? Like, oh, I got this big 70-year celebration. Bro, if you did the program right, anybody who's done the program right, completely.
If you notice,
can understand that you
on those singles right there,
on the day after.
I'm going all the way, fully stretched out, and I'm kind of twisting my back. Make sure I like basically squeeze into and rotate and squeeze into that contraction at the end. And I'm trying to follow that negative out more. I'll go look at my form. I'm not going to do it intentionally, but whenever I play these tapes back, I'll see it. I do watch my form on these and see if I can get it down any better. Might be able to be a little slower on that negative. But I feel like this is kind of one of the movements where I want to bump up a lot of weight, just to really fucking throw around a lot of weight, especially at the end part of that movement. And in the, I guess that'd be the fully contracted, that'd be the fully extended, I don't know. But I like doing as much weight as I can on that movement there. Alright. You know, I got, I think, 13 on that.
And you think that you're going to change it and it's still going to give you the same benefits that you were going to get out of it. You are a special kind of human. You should wear a fucking helmet in public all fucking day long. Okay? Please do not do this program. Do not even talk about the program. Do not listen to the program. Don't follow my shit. Don't listen to my shit. Fuck Andy Frisella all day long. That's what I want from you because that's what I expect from you. You see what I'm saying? Like, bro, there's people that... Alright,
so that was day 31 of 75 hard. Still got an outdoor workout to do. We'll be out here in a little bit. Supposed to have like 4 hours in between. That being said, again, thank you guys for following along. You know, if you like the way I break down the workouts and you like the material that I present, please subscribe. If you don't like it, cool, man. Let's part as friends. If it ain't for you, it ain't for you. You know, I can't please everybody, whatever, dude. But anyways, I do appreciate you guys who are following along. And yeah, that's day 31.